Welcome to BrewFix, where coffee meets craftsmanship. If you've ever copied the exact recipe a barista used, same beans, same grind, same ratio, and still couldn't get the same taste at home, there's a huge reason most people miss: your water type. Water isn't just water in coffee. It's a chemical tool that decides what flavors get pulled out of your grounds and what flavors stay locked inside. In this video, we're going to break down the hidden advantages of different water types. Why some water makes espresso taste sweeter, why some makes it taste sharper or flatter, and why water can even decide whether your machine scales up fast or stays healthy for years. What water type actually means and why it changes everything. When I say water type, I'm not talking about whether it's bottled or tap. I'm talking about what's inside the water. Mineral content, hardness, alkalinity, and how stable those minerals are under heat. The key point is this: coffee extraction isn't just water dissolving coffee. It's water reacting with coffee compounds. Minerals influence how acids taste, how sweetness shows up, how bitterness builds, and even how thick your crema looks. Two people using the same beans can get completely different espresso because their water changes the extraction chemistry. That's why cafés obsess over filtration, why technicians care about scaling, and why home setups often struggle with inconsistent flavor, even when everything else is correct. Soft water, the clean cup advantage and the hidden trap. Soft water often produces a cup that tastes clean, bright, and clear because it tends to extract differently and doesn't overload the cup with mineral heaviness. The hidden advantage here is clarity. You can taste flavor notes like fruit, florals, or delicate sweetness more easily. But the trap is that very soft water can also lead to thin body or underwhelming sweetness because it sometimes struggles to extract enough of the compounds that give espresso richness and depth. From a technician perspective, soft water is usually kinder to machines because it scales less, but depending on its alkalinity, it can still cause corrosion issues in some setups. So soft water can be amazing for flavor clarity if it's balanced, not stripped. Hard water, the sweetness and body advantage and why it breaks machines. Hard water can bring a surprising advantage. It often enhances body and perceived sweetness, giving espresso a fuller, heavier mouthfeel and a more rounded taste. This is why some people say certain cafes have espresso that feels richer, even with similar beans, because their water supports that style of extraction. The problem is the same minerals that can improve body also love to deposit themselves inside your machine when heated, forming scale in boilers, heat exchangers, valves, and flow paths. That leads to unstable temperature, pressure drops, and restricted flow, which then ruins taste and causes breakdowns. In other words, hard water can taste great short-term, but destroy consistency and machine health long-term if filtration and maintenance are ignored. High alkalinity water, the smoothness advantage and how it mutes flavor. Alkalinity is the water's ability to neutralize acids. And in coffee, acids are a huge part of what makes flavor interesting. High alkalinity water has a hidden advantage. It can make coffee taste smoother and less sharp, which some people love, especially in darker roasts or milk drinks. But the downside is that it can mute brightness, flatten fruity notes, and make coffee taste boring or muddy. Baristas sometimes misdiagnose this as a bean or grinder problem, when it's actually water neutralizing the acids that create complexity. In machines, high alkalinity can also contribute to scale formation when combined with hardness. So it's a trade-off. It can soften harshness, but it can also steal the sparkle. Low alkalinity water, the brightness advantage, and when it becomes harsh. Low alkalinity water preserves acidity, which would be a huge advantage for light roasts, modern espresso styles, and pour-over clarity. The hidden advantage is that it lets complex acids shine, making the cup feel lively and structured. But if alkalinity is too low, the coffee can become aggressively sharp or sour, and small brewing mistakes become unforgiving. In machines, very low alkalinity can contribute to corrosion risks depending on the full mineral profile. So while low alkalinity can unlock clarity and brightness, it demands better dialing in. Grind, temperature, and shot time have to be more precise to avoid sourness. Filtered versus bottled versus fridge filter water. What people get wrong. A lot of people assume filtered water is automatically good for coffee, but filtration can mean many things. Some filters remove chlorine and odors, but don't adjust minerals much. So flavor might improve a little, but extraction problems remain. Bottled water can be great or terrible depending on the mineral profile, and purified bottled water can be so stripped that espresso becomes thin and inconsistent. The point is, you don't need fancy water. You need consistent water. Once water is consistent, you can dial your coffee and keep it dialed, and your machine health becomes predictable too. The technician angle. Water type is a repair problem in disguise. From a BrewFix standpoint, water type isn't just taste. It's maintenance, reliability, and repair cost. Bad water creates scale. Scale creates heat transfer problems. Heat problems create temperature instability, and temperature instability creates bad coffee. Then people chase grind settings, change beans, buy new baskets, when the real issue is the machine being choked internally. The hidden advantage of understanding your water type is that it helps you fix both sides. Better coffee and fewer breakdowns. You stop treating coffee like mystery and start treating it like a system. Once you understand your water type, everything else becomes easier. Dialing becomes faster, your coffee becomes more consistent, and your machine stays healthier. At BrewFix, I document real repairs and teach the behind-the-scenes principles that make